Welcome back, Floridians. I am CEO and host C. Johnson, here today with Senior Department Administrator Bob, talking about changes happening to departments and changes that have happened to departments. We hear all the insights about the department administration. So please welcome on Bob.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're always so happy when we get these amazing guests on. My first question, Bob, is um, what's going on in the DA? What's the state of the DA? If you're able to give us like a rough estimate of how many things you guys are currently working on inside the DA.
Right now the DA is working on a lot of new exciting things. Of course, we're dealing with all our department issues, dealing with our department heads and department activity constantly throughout our course of time. But yes, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are aware of the new updates. So we have some pretty exciting things coming in, I think, that you'd be pretty interested in.
That's great, and uh, we already got the DOJ this summer, so I'm excited
Mm-hmm.
to see what else comes. Our first interview was an interview with Or Fiction, uh, at the end of June, talk after Liam put out a poll asking the public's opinion on USMS. Are there any updates you're able to share about USMS with us?
The Marshal Service. Not at this time, no. We do not currently have any updates on any sort of federal agency such as the Marshal Service. You might have seen Secret Service in game. That's one of our new parts of DOJ. So that's really the only federal type of department-ish thing that we currently have. For future federal departments, I guess you guys will just have to stay tuned in, but don't completely erase it out of your mind because there's always a chance of it coming.
Okay. Um, my next question, and I mean, I didn't put us in this room for no reason. Uh, Dispatch, Hillsborough County Emergency Communications, or as uh Miniagora would say, Hillsborough County Dispatch, just Dispatch. Um, it obviously has gotten shut down. Was it going to be I didn't get all the details, but people were saying it was merged into HCSO, and
Mhm.
other people saying it was shut down. Can you just tell us what happened with Dispatch?
So with dispatch, I think we've seen a constant repetition of inactivity with all of our dispatchers. Dispatch has really struggled to gain new members and just, like I said, maintain that constant activity that some of our departments thrive with. And we thought it would be valuable that we move the dispatching entirely to a different area so that hopefully it can expand and grow under the new leadership. I will say that the previous leadership there's been a lot of struggles and conflict with our previous leadership, which is another addition to as to why we are doing this, as to the as well as the addition of inactivity and honestly just not a typical high use of using department resources to keep this department alive. So,
Yeah, and obviously everybody has noticed the decrease in activity from Dispatch.
mhm.
I'm trying to pull up some numbers that I kept while I was high command in the department. But while I'm getting there, um, when you say the leadership, you're obviously not
Mhm.
talking about me, right?
I think I'm not going to point specific fingers here, but I think a majority of the leadership within um, the Department of Communications hasn't exactly. I'm not going to say they've exactly been bad at their jobs, but there has been a lot of conflict between them. Some of them have been doing well, but with their department itself, but has caused some conflict, which might have resulted in their removal. But I'm not going to discuss this any further.
Okay. Um, yeah, so obviously dispatch it used to be quite active, and they've gone up and down their entire time. I mean, just uh March 15th that week, the average time per dispatcher was 317 minutes, and then it dropped down just 2 weeks later to 124 minutes. Then it peaked again at 328 minutes and never really reached that point again. And it was all up and down, which you kind of want a consistent department, obviously, when you're doing all of this, when you're having to make sure all departments are active.
Hmm.
Um, so was it just like activity was down and there was just a collective decision by DA? Yeah, we just need to go ahead and shut this down.
This interview seems pretty personal.
Well, I mean, this is just one part of it. Because
Okay.
this is a big one that.
I'm not going to do this interview with you if you're going to do this type of thing. So,
No,
yeah, all of the fans, I guess he wants to make this about himself. So I'm just going
that's
to go.